Today's guest sold over 50 million records worldwide as part of 1/5 of boy band Westlife. Westlife went on to achieve 14 #1 singles, 26 top 10 singles and 6 #1 albums. That's unheard of now, really, Mark.
Well, we've done okay for ourselves. We did. We sure did.
You definitely have. After taking a break, he's ready to put his Westlife stall to one side and start a new chapter in his solo career with his debut single, Love Is a Drug. Please welcome to Chart Show TV, Mark Feehily.
Oh,
hey.
Thanks for having me.
That is one mammoth intro.
That was a big intro, definitely. It was a very nice one, though. Thank you.
I had to squeeze it down because you have achieved a lot in your career. It's crazy.
We did. No, in fairness, we done very well, and you know, we were very lucky, and we worked very hard, and yeah, we had a fantastic time. I mean, it was over half my life, you know, so, and the best years of my life, you know, by far. It was phenomenal, a great experience.
Definitely. Now, after the final Westlife gig in Dublin, Ireland, you went your separate ways in 2012. Did you take some much-needed time out of the spotlight?
Yeah, so I kind of got straight out of the country, basically, at the end, because I wanted to sort of, I didn't want a million questions flying at me, and I didn't know what I wanted to do next, so I was like, what's the point of me staying around just getting asked that question constantly? So went over there and lived life a little bit. But then I was a bit worried that, you know, after so long in the music business, maybe I'm like, do I need to do something else, like not music related? Maybe am I a bit too kind of, do I need to take a big break from it? But thankfully I realised honestly within weeks of getting to America that I was still desperate and dying to get back into the studio and just start singing songs again and recording. And basically I was ready for that responsibility, and I was ready to write songs that I was 100% behind and kind of ready to make all the decisions of lyrics, melody, direction, musically, like everything. I was just ready for that responsibility.
Yeah, definitely. After being in a band for so long,
yeah,
and going out alone, it must be nice to kind of do your own thing, get to write what you want to write, experience life, because obviously the boy band was all you knew. So I guess it was nice to go to LA and just kind of relax.
Yeah, just I mean, I remember one time I sat down and like I knew what I was doing from that day up until like a year and a half after, like every day. You know, it was like, and even our holidays were like in like, you know, in the diary as like holiday for 7 days and then back into the studio. And I kept on flicking the pages, okay, keep going. And I got to like 18 months from the day I was looking at it, and it was really, really scary. And so, like, at the end of the band, I kind of felt a bit, like, excited and like, naughty that I could just do whatever I wanted and nobody was going to start calling me, wondering where I was and stuff, you know?
Now, what normal things were you able to do that you couldn't do when you're in the band? Like, go to a shop and buy some milk, for instance.
Yeah, I did start kind of shopping myself and cooking a bit more and getting into those kind of home sort of things a little bit more. And so I just kind of, as I said, I started living life and kind of surrounding myself with as many creative people as I could, and you know, drawing off all their sort of musical tastes and seeing what was out there at the moment, what kind of cool new music was coming up and what cool new writers and producers were coming up.
And you had time to look around.
Yeah,
and
I could take my time and
not
not just dive in, you know. The option to dive in would have been there to kind of hit the ground running and stuff, but I think any record label that wanted me to do that, they would have wanted me to just go straight into a solo version of Westlife. And it's just not what I wanted to do. I wanted to try something different, you know. Shane
and Cian have already released albums. Were you happy to wait until the time was right for you to kind of put your record out there, not put it out straight away?
Yeah, I mean, I did not release it till now because of any of the other lads' release schedules, or I just didn't release it till now because it wasn't ready till now, you know. I knew that I was going to have to go off and go back to the drawing board a bit and sort of start from scratch with a blank canvas, and you know, and I know that was going to take time, you know. I need to try, like, to work with a load of different producers to find the right one and, you know...
The right style and
I worked with quite a lot of different people, and as much as I enjoyed working with all of them, one or two of them or three of them sort of started rising to the surface as the ones that it was working out better with, you know. And so then I kind of done more work with them, and I'm also going to America in a few weeks to do some more writing over there as well. So, you know, the album is by no means finished yet, but it's well on its way, and hopefully it'll be ready to come out at the end of this year.
Love Is a Drug is your debut single. It's slightly dark, but really contagious. It feels a million miles away from Westlife. Were you keen to get away from that mainstream pop and try something a bit different?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I intentionally decided to get away from it. I just said, right, I'm going into the studio. I wanted to just see what actually naturally comes out of me in the studio. And that's what I'd done. And so now I can stand on a stage and sing a song, and it's naturally me. It's believable, you know. I think people will... First of all, people are very good at telling when somebody's faking it.
Yeah.
And I can't fake it now, especially because I'm by myself on the stage. I can't fake it. It has to be real.
All eyes are on you.
Yeah, and I have to believe in it. And I don't want to be standing on the stage kind of feeling silly because I don't really like this song that I'm singing. So it was really important to do what was true to me. And, you know, I am lyrically and melodically and everything a bit darker as an individual. The songs are written about real experiences I've had, and for whatever reason, I don't tend to write songs when I'm having a great day. I just go down the road and have a laugh with my mates. It's when I'm kind of going through something that's a bit more difficult that I tend to be inspired to write a song.
I guess people can relate to it that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, Love is a Drug is about being in a situation where it's just wearing you down, like day by day, week by week. But for some reason, and I think this is the bit everyone can relate to, is that you keep going back to this person, even though you know they're bad for you. Everyone's been there. I think everyone's been silly and replied to a text they shouldn't have, or went back with someone they knew was going to turn out bad, but you still go back to them. So
you learn your lessons after a while, though.
Well, yeah, but I'd like to think I learned my lesson anyway. You know, we'll find out if I have.
Now, you don't feature much in your video. Were you conscious about keeping yourself fairly anonymous to let the song kind of take the lead and do its thing?
Well, basically, what I found was that when I was sending my new song into sort of various different places or whatever, if I kind of sent it in and it was marked from Westlife all over the front of the envelope, we'll say, or whatever, however we sent it in, sometimes they wouldn't even bother listening to it. And so we started sending the song to people and not saying who it was. And then all of a sudden, everyone started reacting like really well. And everyone was like, oh my God, who's this? We love it. You know, we're definitely going to play this song on our radio, or so on and so forth. So we kind of realised quite quickly that it was kind of an interesting approach to just send it in without saying who it was.
Yeah.
And so similarly in the video, I want the song to do the talking, and so it's, you know, I just said for this video I'm not going to be there sort of looking down the lens like smiling and sort of being kind of all boy bandy and stuff, and just be a little bit more, you know, mysterious in the background. So. Now
that song was co-produced by Mojam, who are James and Moose, who were once in the band Blazing Squad.
That's right, yeah, absolutely. I did, of course, yeah. No, I mean, they took the song and just give it that like modern sort of urban edge, which is exactly what I wanted to happen with it. The demo wasn't slightly as much like that, but that's what I felt it was missing, and that's what I needed to call on those guys to bring it to that level of, you know, being sort of a big radio song. So.
And they brought it there.
They certainly did, honestly. I'm very grateful of what they've done to it.
Cool, and they've produced massive hits for Naughty Boy and Sam Smith, Professor Green, KTB, just to name a few.
Yeah, they're very talented.
So you in safe hands. They are so
talented. Honestly, they're very talented, and straight away, you know, I sort of told them the kind of what I felt was missing on the song, and within like half a day they got back to me, and I was like, boom, you've got it straight away, you know. So.
Now, taking it back to your first taste of the spotlight, you kicked off your career in a massive way when Westlife's debut single, Swear It Again, went to the top of the UK charts. Now, were you surprised at the amazing success you had over the years? I mean, a lot of bands kind of come and go.
We didn't really ever take any of it for granted, you know.
And that's a good thing about you guys. You were really humble about it all.
Yeah, well, I don't know, we knew that we've seen all the bands in the past that kind of had it and then lost it and stuff. Yeah. So we enjoyed most of it, you know. Nearly every minute of it we enjoyed.
Apart from all the times you didn't get much sleep.
Yeah, well, I do love my sleep, in fairness. So
there we go.
Anybody will tell you that I wasn't the best in the mornings whatsoever. But.
So let's look at some stats. You released 10 studio albums and 29 singles. You sold out 8 tours and shot over 30 music videos, all in the space of 13 years. Now, at such a young age to be able to do all of that, did you take the time out to kind of appreciate everything at the time, or...?
When things are going well, you just have to kind of strike while the iron's hot.
Exactly.
And if we stood around sort of enjoying everything in a really kind of nice, casual, calm way, we wouldn't have had enough time to do everything we've done. So I don't regret anything. But, you know, there is certain things, I suppose, that just, yeah, your head's kind of left in a spin and you just kind of, you're like, whoa, what just happened there? What did we just do? You know, and but I don't know, I don't regret it because, as I say, that's just life in a big young boy band, you know?
Exactly. Life goes by so quick. You
it does.
Kind of have to try and remember what you can.
Yeah, it's good to try it. I mean, somebody asked me about, you know, advice for One Direction or whatever, and not that they need any advice from me, but, you know, that's the one thing I said was just to try as much as you can to just enjoy and take everything in as it's happening, because it's amazing. It's just amazing, and it'd be a shame to go through it all and to kind of not actually enjoy it or realise you know, what country you're in or who you just worked with or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Now, originally, you were signed by Simon Cowell and managed by Louis Walsh. Were they both a lot different then to how they are now? Are they still the same guys?
They're pretty much the same, apart from just mega, mega famous all over the world. When we met Simon, like, Simon was famous amongst sort of the group of people that he worked with.
Yeah.
Because he was Simon. You know, he always had the trousers, you know, the kind of all year round tan and the V-neck and the hairy chest, and he was always just Simon, you know. And Louis the same. I mean, Louis didn't care as much about his appearance, we'll say, until a few years into the X Factor. And then it was like, he used to bring his own clothes and everything, like iron them himself backstage at the X Factor. And then he had hired a stylist, you know, and he had like a clothes stylist. And next thing he was wearing the shirt and tie with the waistcoat and having his hair styled properly and the makeup done properly and stuff. And so then he sort of started taking it a bit more seriously.
Growing up in the world, Louis, you were always the member of Westlife that people kind of said had the most powerful vocal. Would you ever do a West End show? I can imagine you in the West End.
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, to be honest, I kind of I like the idea of thinking that anything could happen. You know, next year something else could happen. You know, in 10 years' time, you know, whatever. And so doing a show like that's either theatre or one of my lifelong ambitions is to do a voiceover in like an animated movie, for instance. Cool. It's really genuinely the start of the rest of my life now, you know, and this is the first thing I've done, and I've always wanted to make a solo album. And I want to make plenty more solo albums, but I also want to do lots of other stuff in life, so I'd love to do something like that, yeah.
You've got a lot of time.
Absolutely, I'm only young.
I guess people forget that, you know, you started out young, so you still only are young.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got a lot of time. Now, in honour of your new solo career, we've made up our own version of Higher or Lower. Can you guess which of the following boy band members turned solo superstars charted higher or lower than the one before?
OK.
First off, we have Robbie Williams, whose first solo single was Freedom. It charted at number 2. Now, do you think that Ronan Keating with When You Say Nothing at All charted higher or lower?
Oh, that was higher. That was number 1.
Correct. It was number 1. What about Michael Jackson with Ben?
Oh, well, I mean, you can't get higher than number 1, can you? So it must be lower.
Correct. It was lower. It charted at 7. Justin Timberlake with Like I Love You.
Oh, higher. That must have been number 1.
Higher, but it was number 2. I'll give you that because you said higher.
Yeah, just higher. Sorry, I'll stop saying
That's
the rest.
fine. Simon Webb with Lay Your Hands. Higher or lower?
I'd say lower, as much as I like that song.
Perfect. It was lower. Went to number 4. Not bad. And finally, Nick Jonas with Jealous. Absolute tune. Higher or lower?
Lower, but it's a really, really good song, but I didn't even think it was out yet.
Yeah, it came out and it was higher. It went to number 2 in the charts.
Oh, wow, OK, great.
Amazing.
In America?
Single.
Oh, right, OK.
In here in the UK.
Oh, God, OK, I'm just out of touch altogether. It's a great song, though. It's a great song.
It's an amazing
song. It's a great song.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today for a chart show chat. We'll look forward to hearing the rest of your album later this year, hopefully.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. If you want to see more chart show chats, please subscribe to our YouTube channel below.